fight game with Jim Lampley. I just watched the recent most installment of the show yesterday. The guy's channel that I watched it on, though, the video got deleted, so I can't leave it in the link description below, and it doesn't seem to be on the HBO Sports YouTube channel, so sorry about that. I won't leave it in the link, but it was a good episode. This is my kind of show. HBO, Jim Lampley, he's my favorite. The guy knows boxing. He's been around boxing for a long time. And the HBO crew, I like it way better than the Showtime crew. I think the Showtime crew are biased and they favor more of the boxer, the guy who throws fewer punches and just runs and holds a lot. Well, the HBO crew favors the more aggressor, throws more punches guy, and dominates the fight and hurts the guy. So I like the HBO crew way better. And Jim Lampley, definitely one of my favorites. Yeah, so it was a good episode, and pretty much they talked about Floyd Mayweather, how he's a very bad influence for the sport. They brought on a special guest. I forget what her name is, but she's pretty good looking for her age, whatever her name is. But they brought on a new person on the show, and she talked about how, like, she never knew Mayweather had such a bad criminal record before, getting arrested like 8 or 10 times or something, and beating more than 5 different women on different occasions. And his comments on Ray Rice, I don't know what he said because I never seen the interview, but I remember seeing the link for the video, and it's saying titled Mayweather's comments on Ray Rice, and I never went to it because I didn't really bother because I already knew what Mayweather was going to say. He was going to say something stupid, and I was right. And I never even seen the video. I predicted he would say something stupid. So pretty much what I'm hearing is he stuck up for Ray Rice for hitting a woman or something. So that just shows you what kind of character he is. And Jim Lampley said it the best. He's just a bad human being, and he kept on going on about how he's just a bad person. I can't describe it in detail because I forget what details he described, but he described it very well. Pretty much he just said he's a bad human being and we won't miss him when he's gone from boxing. That's pretty much what he said, and I agree with him. It's like the 2 biggest stars in boxing, Floyd and Pacquiao, they're like the complete opposites. And yeah, so I think bringing that girl on the show, I think she's pretty good addition to the show. They talked about how they got Bob and Oscar in an interview from afar on the TV there. They interviewed them, and side by side, and they asked them about, so you guys are willing to work together and make the best fights. They both agree, Bob and Oscar both agree they want to work together and they want to make good fights. And Oscar says the fans deserve it. And the fans, like, the sport will grow if you put on the best fights you possibly can. And Oscar's right. Oscar looks like he's passionate to make a difference and to make those big fights. You could see it in his eyes. Bob agreed with him. And they talked about how Canelo Cotto is a super fight and is potentially could happen next year. And other fights. And they asked, don't you have to get Al Heyman on board since he's in control of a lot of Golden Boy fighters? And he said, Oscar said, I talked to Al Heyman and he's interested and we have to work something out. So that part though seemed kind of little uncertain when Oscar was talking about Al Heyman. He seemed uncertain that he could get Al Heyman to agree to putting on these big fights, because Al Heyman is wrecking boxing. The way he's orchestrating fights, he's wrecking boxing. He's putting one really potentially good guy against bums or guys that no one wants to see that. People want to see the best versus the best, and he's not doing it. He's pretty much allowing fighters to duck. That's his strategy. is no, you don't. I don't want you to fight him. Let's duck him. So he's the duck advisor. So I don't know. I don't know about Al Heyman, but Oscar De La Hoya, you can see in his eyes when he talks, he wants to put on these big fights, and especially for Canelo, his fighter, not an Al Heyman fighter. It is his fighter, and that is his biggest commodity, and he wants him to fight Cotto because Oscar De La Hoya listens to his fighter. Canelo is a true warrior, and Canelo wants these big fights. He wants these big fights, and Oscar is just going to go with him and listen to him and back him 100%, while Al Heyman just wants to give them these bums, and really, when you do that, these fighters are never going to get big. Like, a star is not going to be born if you keep on feeding them bums. So, anyway, episode was really good. The fight game pound for pound list, that it's called the TFG fight list, top pound for pound fight list, TFG pound for pound list. Top 5 they had Floyd Mayweather number 1, Andre Ward number 2, Manny Pacquiao number 3, Golovkin number 4, and Kovalev number 5. I disagree with Andre Ward being number 2 because the guy just ain't fighting, and I think he should at least be number 5 by now because he's not fighting. So how can you keep him there? Like, sure, he has a very good resume. He's beaten really top guys, but he's barely fighting. So I don't think you can keep him number 2. He should be off the list, or at least number 5. Golovkin and Kovalev, you could argue that they shouldn't be there yet because they haven't faced the top guys. But I could understand why they put them there because they're just destroying guys. And we like to see people like that are knocking out people. And Golovkin's knocking out good fighters, and Kovalev knocking out undefeated fighters too, but not elite fighters yet. So you could argue if they should be there, but I can understand why they're there. And they did say, though, Andre Ward is losing fans and is losing respect from the fans for being at number 2 because he's just not fighting enough, and he's having legal issues, going to court all the time, lawsuits and all that. So they did mention that. Even though they put him number 2, they did mention that he is losing fans, and he is going to lose his number 2 spot if he doesn't fight. So, and but if you ask me, you could put Timothy Bradley and Juan Manuel Marquez in the top 5 pound for pound. Since Timothy Bradley, he beat Juan Manuel Marquez. He lost to Manny Pacquiao, but maybe you should still keep him on the list and replace Golovkin or Kovalev with Timothy Bradley and replace one of them with Juan Manuel Marquez. But I can understand why they have Kovalev and Golovkin in the top 5 because, like I said, they're destroying guys. But yeah, so pretty good episode. You should check it out. I don't know where the link is now because the video got deleted, maybe copyright purposes or something. But yeah, the fight game with Jim Lampley, I love the show. It's my kind of show. And he really rips on Floyd Mayweather because what he's doing as a human being outside the ring, it's not acceptable. And for me to like a fighter, I gotta like him outside the ring too. And he's just a bad person, so I can't respect that. I have no respect for Floyd Mayweather, and Jim Lampley has no respect for him. And they showed it. And if I could remember the exact speech he made about Floyd Mayweather, I was proud they said it. And they'll be glad when he's gone from the sport. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like my videos. And thanks for watching.